It's debate time. Time to debate things on That's Debatable. When you want to debate things and people are stupid, we go and debate things together. So we're going to debate stuff so that we can talk about it on our podcast.
My brain hurts. Welcome to the show. My name is Nick.
And I'm Corey. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to watch the full uncut and uncensored version of this podcast, early access, you can go to our Patreon link down below.
And if you want to watch this or listen to it without
Our
us,
beautiful faces.
so not watch it, then check it out on Spotify, Amazon, Apple.
All those things are linked down below.
Yeah.
And if you guys like our commentary on stupid stuff, you're going to like our commentary on movies, which are also sometimes stupid, but sometimes not. That's on our
Check out
YouTube
our
channel,
channel,
Nick and Corey, link down below.
All right, for the first question, Corey, this is coming to you.
All right.
Can you be in love with two people at once?
Ho, ho, ho.
You know what kind of love we're talking about. The P and V kind of love.
Or P and
Or P
P.
and P. Or B and V.
P and A.
Yeah. No, you could dock.
P and
Okay.
P. P and P.
Heads means yes, tails means no. Oh, let's explain how this works first.
Yes, I was going to say, you skipped a few things. On That's Debatable, we get a debate that we read to you.
A controversial question.
Yes. And then we'll flip a coin. Heads means that we have to defend it. Tails means we have to fight against that point. And then the other person goes and does the opposite.
Yeah. And then we reveal our true opinions. And you can share yours too.
And then you guys
comments.
can comment down below who you think is right, wrong, or funniest.
All right. So
First one's up is I'm going to be deciding if I am for or against if two people, or can you love two people at once?
yeah.
It is Tails. Tails is you cannot love
two
more
people at once, and I have to say that you can.
You cannot love two or more people at once. All right. Love is a very special thing between a man and God.
Okay.
And whoever God says that man should love in his heart, whether that's
Okay.
another man or a woman.
Are you going to recite the verses to me now?
But it should only be one person. You can only have enough room in your heart for one other besides yourself. Imagine trying to do two tasks at once, like tap your head and rub your tummy. That's hard. It's really hard. Now throw in a third thing? My God, impossible. And that's loving two people at once.
A lot of people who love somebody else do not love themselves.
Well, maybe you should start. Why do you want more people to fill that hole if you don't even love yourself?
That's probably why you're filling that hole.
You shouldn't fill that hole.
You're probably either filling a hole in you or filling a hole in someone else.
You should
fill a hole.
You should widen that hole. Just gape it open. Just get prongs and just
What are we talking about now?
spread that wide open. Be
Where
vulnerable.
are we? What's happening?
Hi, this is the doctor's office. No, okay. Can you love more than one person at once?
Let me go.
Let me give you a real point. I think that to genuinely love someone, to love them in the way that we are talking about here.
Romantic love.
Yeah, romantic love. Not like you love your family. Like obviously you love more than one person at the same time, family-wise. But to be intimate with someone requires a lot of trust and alone time and dependability on that person. And when you split that across multiple people, that trust and dependability goes down proportionally to the number of people. If I love someone romantically, intimately, and I need them to fill that hole in my life for sharing my deepest thoughts and my concerns and my joys, and I come to do that with them and they're off with their other love, I'm now left alone with my own shit. And that doesn't feel good.
Because you're not the one that's loving multiple people.
This is assumed for everybody.
Here's my side.
If you are allowed to love multiple people at the same time, that then means everybody can. And if you aren't currently with one or two of your other people, that means your partner could be. You will
Okay.
be left alone. That's bad. That's sad and that's stupid.
Let me defend my side.
All right.
My side is that you can love more than one person. You can love two people at once.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get myself into the head here of a person who's been in a relationship for, let's say, 20 years, and they're in a work environment. Let's common issue that happens. People in a hospital, they end up falling in love with or infatuation, whatever it is, with people they work with.
Sure.
It's common you have a relationship at home and then you develop a work wife, as people say, but some people end up falling in love with this work wife.
That's some bad news there.
Unfortunately, I do think this person's love can be spread between multiple people, almost in different ways. One is like a lasting, safe/bored love of, like, you know, where in a relationship hits its phase. Actually, we don't know, because I mean, I've been in a 5-year relationship. What's the longest relationship you've been in?
Like with my hand, like 20.
Do you love it?
I would be sad if it was gone.
Let me cut it off. Essentially, where I'm going with this is you can have a fresh love of like someone you're just like, you get those butterflies, you're infatuated. Chances are you're not going to be getting butterflies from someone you've been with for 20 years. And I also don't know how the polyamorous mind. I don't know how the polyamorous mind works. So maybe there's poly people out there that have multiple partners and think they can love multiple people. And while some people might think that's cheating, to them, they're cool with it. So I think drawing this line at romantic love, because I love plenty of people. Romantically, I would say that I probably can only love one person at once. And I think to spread that to another person, I myself would have to dwindle that first love into something that's no longer love.
Yeah.
And it's loud like
I think that's how it works for a lot of people though. And if you want to get to the business of it, what would you define love as?
Fucking
like what if not even like a definition, but like what actions or like things separate love from not love?
Like romantic love?
Yeah, the love that we're talking about. Like what separates it from someone that you don't love? Not even hate, but like just what is the fine line of you don't love someone versus you do?
That's a good question. That's both abstract and philosophical.
The way that I see it, the best way I can put it to words is that love is a contract.
Yeah.
It's a feeling that you agree with another person, and in this situation potentially another group of people, that you agree to be there for them in some ways.
Yeah.
And they agree to do the exact same for you. It's a mutual bond that you share. The thing that I feel like makes it hard to do it with multiple people at the same time is that if you have that bond of like codependency and mutual respect and trust.
Codependency is usually seen as a bad thing.
It is, but it's like, this is kind of what it is. Codependency can also be a good thing. Anyways.
I don't think so. Go on.
If you have that trust and contract there and someone breaks it by not being there for you, how much longer will you love them at that same amount? And how many times can they disappoint you before you no longer love them?
But can you uphold that contractual, verbal or non-verbal, whatever, agreement with multiple people?
I don't think you can.
My honest opinion, I don't think you can love multiple people at once.
I think that you only have so many things that you can hold on to in your head, and you want to keep doing the things that feel good. And so you're going to do the maximum output of that thing with the person who gives you the maximum feeling.
Yeah, I think.
And if you rotate, you're either going to be going down to like what you don't want from somebody, or you're going to replace someone. They're going to feel like, well, what the I do? Do I have to rotate with my partner when you're gone or whatever? It's going to create resentment and jealousy.
But do you
and
think
toxicity.
this could be different to polyamorous people?
No, because I think that most polyamorous people do have fights about these things until they talk about it, and then they're kind of like mutually okay, but sort of not sometimes. A lot of the polyamory that I've seen in my life, both from like friends of friends and or online and Reddit, the majority are not happy.
Have you met polyamorous people before?
Yeah.
Like yourself? You have?
We have met a couple of people. I think there's more than just the one couple that I'm thinking of.
But that's not...
But they left polyamory.
But that wasn't one-way polyamory. That was welcoming thirds.
We have.
I think... I'm talking about polyamory that you have separate partners.
I personally think that if you think of love as a contract where you are getting something in return for giving something, if you are available to give, think you're like on call for work.
Then you're not in love.
Well, no. If you're on call for work, you're available for love.
That means you need to be free.
Let me get to my point.
Okay,
you're making assumptions.
I don't know where the fuck you go.
If you are loving someone, you are available to give your love to someone, expecting them to give you love too, but they're not there. That's like being on call for work and then not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
You've made a contractual agreement to do something in exchange for something else, and by agreeing to love them and ask for love from them when you need it, and they're not there because they're off with their partner, how many times can that happen before you resent that person?
Yeah, my real opinion is that I think love is a finite resource in the sense that, like, I don't think you can really love multiple people at once.
I think it's the same way
I think you can be infatuated by multiple people at once.
I think it's the exact same way that friendship is a finite resource. Obviously, you can have way more friends than you can have lovers, but I think that I have a cap. And I imagine other people have a cap. Maybe mine's lower than others, but I think that I have a cap of
how
like
many friends you can sustain.
Yeah, I think I have like 10 good friends that I can keep on rotation and like talk to and keep in my life. After that, they start becoming like orbital lesser friends that I'll talk to like once a month or
lesser
less.
Humans that you look down on.
Yeah, and like they're people that I wouldn't like just hit up.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to hang out with them one-on-one.
Well, if we did hang out one-on-one, it would probably be a little bit awkward if we did it like more than just checking up once a year because like we have things to talk about of like, oh, what have you been up to? But beyond that, like we don't have that many overlapping interests that would make that work. If you have too many lovers, you run into the same issue of like you only have so much of that cap before you're burnt out on love. Imagine, again, the thing I'm talking about with love is that it's a contractual agreement. If you give love or want love from someone, what happens when those people want love from you at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably on standby.
You have to
like
pick.
The people that have, I have no clue how people do this. Like there's people that have dual families. Like
oh yeah, that's
a guy that's
well, that's because they probably don't love either.
They might love one, but
yeah,
I highly doubt that both are getting love. Essentially, it sounds like we both agree that you can't love more than one person at a time.
And here's the exception-ish to this. If we're talking about non-romantic love, we're talking about like just general love. Imagine you have a family. You have like kids and a wife. People say, oh, but you love them all. That's more than one person. Different. If I had children and a wife, the children are going to be loved way more than the wife priority-wise. That's just the way it works.
They're going to be loved more?
Yeah, priority-wise.
Well, yeah, they become like...
According to quote Ryan Reynolds, if I was in a accident or like a life-threatening situation with kids and a wife, I would be using my wife as a human shield to protect the kids.
Yeah, because the kids are your biggest responsibility.
Exactly. Now. And it's because you love them more. You have more love for them, not because you love your wife less, but because you need to compartmentalize and prioritize it.
That's tough.
This is just the way it works.
Okay. What do you guys think? Can you love multiple people? Are there any polyamorous friends out here that can share their insights on being able to love multiple people?
Yeah. I would ignore the non-romantic love side of things because when it comes to non-romantic love, like you love your parents.
Yeah.
It's easy.
I love my friends. I love my parents.
It's easy to love multiple people that way because it's a non-demanding love. It's like, it's only love in the sense of like you enjoy hanging out with them and you would be there for them if they need something. But like not all the time.
You're not on standby for them.
Yeah. I think intimate love is way more daily taxing.
Yeah.
Like you need to be with them on a daily basis, interacting somehow. And doing that with multiple people is draining as and creates issues with the other people.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
I think if anything, it's more of a time problem than like a capacity.
It's bandwidth.
Yeah.
No, it literally is bandwidth.
If you want an example of this, try being a single person using dating apps and trying to talk to like 3 people at once.
Dude, I literally have no clue how people talk to multiple people at once. Like, how? How the do you find the time for that?
Most of you are girls, I imagine. So like, I don't know if you deal with this with talking to guys, but like if as a guy trying to talk to multiple girls on a dating app, when I've done that, it is beyond distracting.
Yeah.
Even talking to one person in the flirting phase is like a big part of my day. If like that's where it's at. 2 or 3 people, I'm literally only doing that all day.
That's full time.
You're so a full-time hard.
Boy.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Are humans inherently good or bad? Do you like this one?
Bee boo boo bop boo boo bop. I think it's philosophical. We can try it.
Okay, let's try it. All right. So this one's from
Are humans inherently good or evil?
Heads will be good. Tails will be bad.
Evil.
Fuck, thank God. Heads. Humans are inherently good. That means you have to argue that they're bad.
I have the easier one. What are you talking about?
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. I think humans are inherently good. I genuinely believe this. I think that people can be bad in instances.
Oh, yeah. Be bad.
We can make bad.
Oh, yeah. Be bad.
Be a naughty little girl.
Humans are inherently naughty.
That's true. I think we might have instances of bad decisions that are through other people's perspectives, but inherently we are good because we are tribal. And in order to be part of this tribe, you have to be good to others so that they accept you and make you feel as one as part of the group. What do you think?
What do you think makes someone good or not bad?
Their actions.
Yeah. Like what? Like, do you have to like not do something bad enough or like long enough between bad things to be good? Like what makes someone good versus bad?
If you neutrally contribute to at the baseline neutral, like contribute to things and get done and help society move onward.
Yeah.
Like say you complete your job and you put effort into it and you help other people, like whether you have kids or you have significant others that you care for or family, and you do things for them, like you give them time, you do services for them, you get them gifts. Those things are all good. Bad would be taking something from somebody else, like that doesn't belong to you, so stealing. So like if I took the wheels off of your car a month after you got it, that's a bad person. You.
I think that humans are inherently evil. And
inherently evil?
I mean bad evil, whatever you want to call it. It's the same word.
Is it to do with altruism?
Well, kind of, but I think that it's just kind of the writing on the wall. Like, yeah, you can want to be good, but having a second order desire to be good doesn't make you good. Do you know what second order desires are?
Yeah, but go ahead. And
We talked about it in the past. Second order desire is essentially wanting to want something. You can want to go to the gym every New Year's resolution, but the fact that you're not means it's a second order desire. If you want to go to the gym, it means that you've been going. Yeah. So you can want to be good, but it doesn't make you good. Whereas in reality, being bad is just your default state.
It's easier.
And it's easier. Think about what it means to be good. You have to give up your possessions to share with others. You have to do things that give up your time to do things that don't affect you positively, but affect society positively. You are negatively affecting yourself to be a good person.
But you are biologically programmed to feel good about doing good things.
No, you're also biologically programmed to feel good about bad things.
Like what?
Killing. That's tribalism.
You feel good?
Yes, because you're defending your tribe.
I don't think many people feel good about killing. I think they can if they do it out of defense.
I think everybody. You can try to argue this, and I firmly believe I think everybody would feel fantastic killing under the right circumstances. It would be so hard to get people to join the army as much as they have in humanity if that wasn't the case.
The goal of joining the army is to kill people.
No, but to convince them to go to war and kill?
I don't know, man. I disagree with that.
You can disagree all you want. People have killed other tribes for all of humanity, and it's that easy to get them to do it because being good for you and yours team is inherently bad for other people. You can say
that is
you can say that we're good. We helped our country. We did this thing. What if by doing that thing you've hurt another group? Yeah. Now you're bad to them.
You could say like the whole Robin Hood effect. You steal from something that's wealthy to give to a bunch of poor. You are still stealing.
Essentially, the world is full of finite resources. By doing good, chances are you are bad to someone else. Your good is bad to a different group.
I don't know. I think there's things you can do that are just genuinely good. Like if you've
if
you've personally earned a lot of money, right? And then now you give that money to charities or just like even better than charities, you find a way to directly give it to them.
And now imagine that you have kids that were hoping greedily for your inheritance and you didn't give them anything or less than they wanted because...
That's not you being bad to them.
No, but to them now you are bad. They view you as bad.
It doesn't matter how they view you. That's not necessarily bad to them.
That's what good or bad is. Perspective.
Well, you're abstracting it.
We're talking about an abstract concept.
Yeah, so...
There's no such thing as an absolute good and absolute bad because everything's perspective-based.
We'll see objectively good or bad.
I think that...
Not to an individual.
Being bad is easier. Selfishness means you get more things. Greedy means you have more money for your interests. Cheating means that you get more pleasure.
I think you...
Hedonism is a whole lifestyle based off doing what people would consider to a excess degree.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
People get addicted to drugs and gambling and drinking and stuff because it feels good.
Yeah,
but they know it's probably not good.
This is actually a pretty good argument.
I personally think that being bad, either to yourself or to others, is so much easier and so much more tempting, and oftentimes goes unpunished.
I think being bad can be much easier in many states. I agree.
It's not even can be. It is. It's hard to be good.
But I think you will genuinely live a much more fulfilling and happy life if you are good.
Yeah, but most people don't live full and happy lives.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. People are inherently bad.
I don't think just because people don't live fulfilling lives means they're not good. I think
I'm not saying it does, but it's the reason the correlation.
I think most people lean towards good is because we're still here.
I don't know about that.
For now, until a nuclear holocaust breaks out and
you could argue
into a war and the world explodes.
You could argue the reason we're still here is because we are the currency of the upper elite who need us to be happy and maintain our current system so that they can get richer and live a happier lifestyle for themselves.
That's depressing.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know it. The thing is, it feels good to think the world is a happy, fun, good place.
The world is dark, and people think that the world's gotten darker. The world's been much worse.
And it's optimistic to say, I think people are inherently good. I think that I would choose altruism every time. Chances are you wouldn't. Chances are you would do... Here's the quote from Arcane, my favorite TV show that just came out. There's a character named Singed who just made a quote that is something to live by. Or probably not live by, but you know what I mean.
Something to accept.
He said that what makes everybody do the most unspeakable things? Love.
Yeah.
People do horrible things in the name of something that they love or believe in. And because of that, your version of good to one is horrible to someone else. And that doesn't balance out. You think that you're in your bubble, you're being good. Your altruism is good, but it's not. You've hurt someone. By nature, it's just being good.
You can do good without doing bad.
It is incredibly hard.
No, I think there's specific situations. Like, I have $100. I give $100 to a homeless person. Hopefully, they don't buy a knife and stab someone.
It's the situations is that one little good action is a blip. It's just the same way that like if I stole a piece of bubble gum from a Halloween candy bucket, like I took 2 pieces essentially.
Well, okay, go on.
No, I'm saying like that's a bad action, but it doesn't really affect that much.
Yeah, I would say that's an
if you were to take everybody's actions on the scale of their lives and then also all of humanity and weigh it, I would say
and you give it a net.
I would say humanity overall has been way more bad than good.
I think it's been good. I mean,
you can be optimistic and say
I think it's much easier to point out the bads because they're so against the norm.
But think about it. What goods net make up for all the bad? I could list all the bad.
Like the collective humanity, like putting so much effort into like raising their families. And
legitimately,
that's a lot of sacrifice.
Is it though?
Yeah, raising a family is an insane amount of sacrifice.
And what goes into raising that family? Pure goodness, or is it like you use them to work on your farm? I don't think
there's a pure goodness or bad.
You cheat on your wife while you're raising your family.
I think
or you beat your kids while you're raising them.
I think it's a net, and your actions get added up as a whole. And if they're more good than bad, I think overall you've contributed good.
I don't see how there's more good. I think it is great to be optimistic, but the reality is like all of history. Open a history book, turn to a random page. Something bad is on that page.
They point out the bad.
They would point out the good if there was. Like building a city happens so infrequently that good things happen in history.
No, it's not. I genuinely think these just events
and a lot of the good
are based off of wars and bad.
Well, a lot of that is, but like a lot of the good things are also framed around bad things for other people. Like a revolution is bad for some people, good for others.
Yeah, you could. Okay, there are many ways to find a perspective where something is good to one person and bad to another.
Well, that's the same way I was saying is that I think everybody on the planet would find a way to be satisfied killing somebody under the right circumstances.
I disagree with that. I think most people would not be able to.
I think almost everybody could. Under the right circumstances, everyone could. I think you would not be hard to convince.
To kill someone?
Yeah. I think you could be put in a situation where you would do it.
I know I could.
And that's what I'm saying. Is that like, and I don't think you're a bad person. Overall, I think net you're a good person. But given the situations presented before you, you could do things that others would call in their high moral value bad.
Yeah, I can do bad things. I've done bad things.
And then how many things can you weigh against humanity as a whole? I think humanity has done some pretty horrible things.
And they've done some pretty incredible things. Look where we're at. Look at how many advancements we have. Medicine, everything.
Is advancement like inventing something inherently good?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Why?
Especially like if you build a blender that chops people up into pieces. I'm kidding.
No, I'm seriously. Is in
technology? Yes, because you create a greater surplus.
Why
people think these GMOs and bad? No, you're creating more food for the masses.
Why is inventing something impersonally? You just invented it. You haven't like given it to people. You just invented it.
I mean, it depends what you're inventing. If you're inventing an AK-47,
well, obviously, a weapon of war is different. But let's say the light bulb. Inventing the light bulb.
You've provided the ability to use light in times where you'd otherwise be in darkness, not capable to do anything.
Yeah, but the person who is coined with the light bulb stole it from someone else, and now he got that written in history.
Okay, so he didn't actually invent it.
No, but he's now credited with it. So he did it a bad thing to get a good
with it.
But that's the thing. A good thing is a result of a bad thing.
I would say most inventions, to an overwhelming majority, are good for the world because they create something new that can optimize something or make something that previously didn't exist better.
Sure.
Like, okay.
But I don't think they're all 100% good. And on top of that, do you really think that every invention is worth more in terms of goodness than the bad things that have been? I don't even said all the bad things, and I don't even know how I want to.
There's so many bad things that have been done.
There's so many horrible, atrocious bad things that like I can't even begin to list them.
But like the world's population would never have reached 8 billion if not for a ton of the inventions that helped get us here.
Okay, well, how many of those inventions? Okay, I don't know if I want to win the argument this way. How many of those inventions on a scale that net equalize the Holocaust? How many of those inventions do you have to put on a scale?
I don't have a formula for that. I mean,
it's such a horrible thing.
So ultimately, let's say the Holocaust, like,
is it worth like 4 inventions? It's like,
okay, let's say World War II as a whole killed. I think it killed something like 60 million people.
I think way more.
Probably
than that.
More.
I think
like, Russia alone lost 22.
How many people died in World War II total? Oh, 73 million. Allegedly, according to Wikipedia.
That's a rough estimate, probably, and we're not going to get much better than that. So 73 million people died in World War II. That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people that died. But count the billions upon billions of people that have been born and raised with like good parenting and
I don't think that numbers in the billions, man.
And how much love has been exchanged by humanity to keep people safe, to keep tribes growing, to keep societies expanding.
I don't think that much.
I think a lot.
I think a lot of it is
I think a lot
mixed
of
at
things,
best.
I think a lot of things have been. This is honestly a great debate.
Here's my perspective on this. And like again, you can be as optimistic as you want. You can sit on your high horses and think altruism is always going to win in the end.
I don't even think altruism exists.
Here's my perspective on things. Bad things are pretty black and white bad. Like there's almost very little like you can say like, oh, that's a good thing.
Oh, you stole $50K from a bank and gave it to an orphanage.
Yeah, it's
Is that a bad thing?
you broke a law, so it's bad.
Depends. But it's hard to mark that
And
as
yes,
bad.
the perspective shift changes it. However, the amount of good things that have been done on the grand scale are almost always like gray.
Why?
How many grand like good things have been done that have zero negative repercussions?
I mean, you can't really control negative repercussions. That's not part of the.
No, but we're saying our what is it? Humanity is inherently good or bad.
I mean, if you invented a spoon and now everyone can eat soup and liquids, before you couldn't,
They
you
would
have to
just
use your
drink.
hands.
They would drink out of a bowl. They'd
or
slurp.
drink out of a bowl. But
That's
like
fine.
now somebody took a spoon and spooned somebody's eyes out. That's not the spoon inventor's fault that someone spooned somebody's eyes out. You could have done it with whatever you wanted.
This is all speculation, but I would say that I believe that on a daily basis, more bad things are done than good things because it is easier to be bad. And I think in human history, more 100% bad, 10 out of 10 bad things have been done than 10 out of 10 good things.
I agree with you. I think it's easier to do a bad thing because it takes forever to build trust and you can break it instantly. But at the same time, I think we inherently lean towards good because
I don't know.
that is our best way to survive.
I don't think
and
so.
And that's the number one thing we do well.
I don't
Adapt
think so.
and survive.
I mean, yes, we survive.
We're
but
resilient
I don't
fucks.
think being good equals survive.
I think
in fact
it increases your chances.
I don't know. I think being bad equals survive a lot of times.
Because working together. And you can work together against something, like you could genocide, which is horrible. But
Like in before like democracy times, being a dictator ruler equals you survive. Being
not necessarily.
Yeah. If you're too good
That just
and
gives you crazy
trusting,
power.
yeah, if you're too good and trusting and you let people take advantage of that, they'll just kill you and assassinate you. I mean, they'd probably still try to, but if you're a dictator, you survive longer. If you aren't the dictator, you're a sycophant. You just suck up. You just try to get as much power as you possibly can by like sucking up to them.
Yeah, and you try to be involved.
Yeah. If you're poor, you don't have any choices left. You beat your kids because like they don't get in line. You don't live. You can't eat if your kids don't work. No time for them to cry and whine about, I don't know, not wanting to go to school. They don't even go to school. They can't afford it.
I feel like we're hitting a point of abstraction where it's hard to argue the inherent goodness or badness of humanity.
I guess I would leave it this.
It's both.
I do not think that I've heard a single good thing that has happened in the world that is equal to the worst bad things. And if you work backwards from there, crossing things out and making a net evenness, I think bad wins.
Because you can't just get one good thing to happen to nullify that bad.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that I think that there is no massive good things that you can list on an equal level to the easily listable bad
and
things.
I think that's a really good reason as to why we're more inherently good, is because I know it sounds counterintuitive and paradoxical, but the fact that you can list out the bad things and insane amounts of good things still happen, and maybe they have less attention paid to them because they're less dramatic and less interesting. But you know, negative drama sells better than positive.
Well, that's another reason that things are bad.
Yeah, but okay, that's for some attention, but like overall, like you could say, okay, school shootings in America are terrible. Yeah, that's a bad thing. But like, what about all of those countless hours teachers will put into like sacrificing to teach their students, or somebody will do something nice for someone? All these things go unnoticed.
I know they go unnoticed, but man, I don't know if you can equivalent like the people that spend extra hours equate whatever. I don't think that like you can say, oh, teachers put in extra hours. That balances out a mass shooting.
I think balancing it out.
I mean, you have to. If you're saying it's a net scale of like, are people inherently good or bad, you'd have to take all the bad things that people do and all the good things that people do and add them up. I think
there's much fewer bad things done.
Oh, no. I think there's way more bad things done.
You're not counting the good things that are done.
But what good things? Giving someone a free meal instead of like making
great.
them. That's like that. Okay, if we're gonna equate bad things to good things, giving someone a free meal is like kicking a dog.
Well, curing cancer.
No, curing cancer hasn't been done.
I know, but like saving one person from it.
Saving someone from cancer. Okay, well, if saving a life, killing. How many people have died in all of human history?
A lot, but a lot more people have died by not being killed.
Wait, more people you're saying more people have died of natural causes than just died of
killing? Yeah.
Killing?
Well, absolutely.
Oh, okay, but what does that have to do with good? We're just talking about a bad thing.
I think this argument's just going to hit such levels of abstraction that we're going to get lost in the sauce.
I just don't think more good things are done on a daily basis than bad things. I think the worst bad things cannot be made equal to the good things.
I think there's some horrible things that have been done, but overall, I think humanity outlives and goes forward with the positivity.
I think humanity is a cockroach and they get by with whatever they can get by with.
That's true. We do survive.
What
do you guys think?
They will do all the bad things they want so long as they cannot get caught. That is what I think.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think humans are inherently good or bad? The horse has been beaten.
This is why philosophical ones are hard because like there's
They're
no
interesting.
there's no
answer.
answer.
That was a good debate. That was an interesting. What do you guys think that was interesting? Because we pretty much do either like a philosophical question, like I don't know how philosophical this is, more practical, but like should you go to college?
I think the practical situation ones are fun because I can just talk about situations instead of like
maybe that's a little open ended,
wide swathing ideas.
Okay, the final question. Is flirting considered cheating?
Is flirting considered cheating? Heads for me is yes, and tails is no, flirting is not considered cheating. Heads, flirting is
cheating.
Considered cheating. All right. We're probably going to have to discuss what equals flirting.
Yeah, this is a very arbitrary term.
But let's just say 100% you got caught, you admit to it, you were flirting with someone when you were in a relationship. I think by default, that is cheating. You did something with the intent to get a rise out of another person while you have a contractual agreement with another person that you will be faithful. I think most people by default would find that offensive to their relationship. They would not be happy with it. If I'm dating someone and I'm like, you are my one and only. However, this other girl, man, she got them big old tatas. I love her. I'm going to tell her how much I want to bury my head in those things. That's flirting.
That's a little on the nose for flirting.
That's flirting.
I think flirting is not cheating. I actually believe this. I think people can. I think there's different degrees of flirting. That was a little aggressive.
What would you call flirting?
I think you could like strike up a conversation, riz someone without the intention of getting in their pants. You could think someone is attractive and flirt with them. That doesn't mean that you're trying to them.
Is that not flirting? Where's the line between flirting and just being nice? Like you wouldn't flirt with your mom, but you give her a compliment.
Yeah.
Okay, so clearly giving a compliment's not just flirting.
Yeah, flirting is with a touch of riz and.
Okay. So if you are flirting, like we're saying, flirting is cheating, flirting is not cheating. If you are 100% flirting, what is flirting? You can't say giving a compliment doesn't equal cheating because that's not flirting anymore.
Do you think giving a compliment's not flirting?
No, because I can compliment my mom and I'm not flirting with my mom.
What would you consider flirting? Where would you draw the line?
I think flirting is
an insinuated
attempt to create romantic interest. It's
and
very.
You think it's inherently bad.
It's intent based, which is always a bad thing. Like you can never tell. Bad in terms of like having to figure out if you did it or not.
Yeah.
Some things are obvious. Like if I said, "Girl, I want to get in that pants," that's flirting.
In that pants. Yeah, it's bad because you said bad grammar. That's why it's bad.
Listen, people be turned on by whatever. Some people are turned on by bad grammar. If you have an obvious attempt to hook up with someone over text or something, that's flirting and that's obvious bad. But if you do something that's like on the borderline, like a compliment, if your intent was to continue that conversation further, that is flirting. You can just deny it.
Have you ever flirted with someone that you had no intention to sleep with?
No.
You haven't?
No, because flirting. I think that's what flirting is.
I think you can flirt with someone, not have the intention to bang them.
What is flirting?
That's hard to define. What is flirting?
I personally think flirting is...
Ask your watch. What's flirting?
Can you define flirting?
Ha!
No.
Say it. Just read it.
Flirting is to behave as though attracted to or trying to attract someone, but for amusement rather than with serious intention. So, what I take away from that is that flirting always comes with the intent of attracting someone or to let them know you are attracted to them. The serious versus not serious intent, I think just comes from the fact that flirting can be joking. And it could be like me just straight up saying, I like you versus me saying like, girl, look at that butt. And it's just like a joke.
Flirting being tied to attraction is perfect because I could say a compliment to my mom with no intention of flirting.
Yeah.
And I could say a compliment to a pretty person and have the intention of like making the attraction noted.
Yeah.
I do not think it's bad.
Okay.
And I don't think I would be offended if the person I was with did that to somebody else, as long as I trust them.
What does that look like to you?
What?
Like, give me an example. What does it look like?
Flirting?
Yeah, because like you're saying that you're okay with it. What does it look like?
I don't know. I could be like at the gym and tell a girl she has a nice butt or something like that.
And so your goal is you want this girl to know that you're attracted to her.
I don't think it's a goal.
That's what flirting is.
I don't know. I think it's fun.
Okay. If you're in a relationship right now, would you go home today? Let's say she's waiting for you at home. She's cooking up your meal, making you like their favorite thing. You get home. Hey, honey, how was work today? Blah, blah, blah. By the way, I was flirting with this girl at the gym. Man, she had a great butt. You think she'd be like, oh, yeah? Tell me about it. She probably wouldn't like hearing I was flirting with some girl.
I think there's a bit of harmless flirting that you don't really need to talk about.
Oh, really?
I know that sounds sus.
You don't really need to talk about it. Would you consider that cheating?
I wouldn't. I personally think I would not consider this cheating. I think some things are better not known. That face, dude. That face makes me want to see you get mollywopped. A mollywop is when you smack someone's face with a.
Well, you have to grow a few inches there.
If I could smack you from here with my cock, then I would have other problems.
I think flirting is to intentionally try to attract or let someone know you are attracted to them through a comment. And cheating is doing anything that you think would make somebody in your relationship feel uncomfortable.
No. You could do something. You could do something like you could say hello to someone, and the person you're with could be super insecure, and that could be considered cheating.
If you had talked about that in the past, that I don't want you talking to anybody else ever,
then that person should be shot.
We've also talked about this. You disagree with this. I think that is fundamental. That's just what the word is, and you disagree because you don't like it. But I think that if you have an understanding, a contract with your partner, and they said, I do not want you talking to anybody of the opposite sex.
They can have a stupid definition of cheating.
Yes.
That's not the definition of cheating. That's
I agree
stupid.
that it is stupid.
Their definition of cheating is... That's right.
Someone else has to use that mic.
Oh. Well.
Great.
They're not touching it.
I think that
was a little mean.
If you have a contractual agreement with someone, no matter how stupid, if you make an agreement with somebody saying, I will give you $10,000 a day to spank me on the ass, doesn't matter that it's stupid and not worth it, but you've now entered into a contractual agreement. I would say you're an idiot for making that agreement, but you made it. If you date someone and continue to date them after knowing that they said, if you talk to someone of the opposite sex, it's considered cheating to me, it's cheating if you do it. You've broken that trust.
I think, okay, if somebody changes the definition of
it's not changing the definition.
I'm angered by this, so I'm trying to come up with
because you would never enter
example.
It. Would you sign something? Would you sign if I give you a piece of paper that said, I give you a slap on the face? You give me your entire bank account every month. Would you sign that?
No.
If you did sign it, would
You're
you?
a dumbass.
Thank you. Because you agreed to it.
Because you've now changed the definition of something.
How?
Not through that contract specifically, but if you tell someone that like, hey, I think if you look at another person that's cheating.
It's not changing the definition.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Yeah, because that's stupid.
Cheating in a relationship is just two people have an agreement on what is or what isn't considered bad in their relationship and what would break it.
That's like saying, hey, I work out at the gym. I go to the gym and I touch weights. Like I come up to the 100-pound dumbbells and I just go, oh, you feel good. And then I leave.
Wait, what? What?
That's like, to me, saying
what is
working
the analogy?
out is touching weights. Like
that's not changing. Like, no. That's different.
I'm working out. I'm touching the 45-pound dumbbell.
That's not working out.
Versus someone saying, hey, if you breathe in someone's general direction, you're cheating. That's equivalent to me.
If they said to me, this is cheating, and you agree to it, then yes, you've agreed that it's cheating.
Should be smashed into the brick.
Because do you think having sex with another person is cheating?
Yes.
Okay. What about people that have open relationships? That's not cheating anymore.
No.
Because they've agreed that it's not. Thank you.
Okay. I hate this one. What were we talking about?
I think that cheating is if you have a contractual verbal agreement or the default one, which is just physical. That's, I believe default is physical. Flirting and emotional stuff isn't default. But once you agree what is or is not cheating, and then you break it, you are cheating. And I think flirting is something where you say to another person that you are attracted to them. I think most people would not be happy with that in a relationship. And they'd probably tell you, most normal people, whether you want to call it normal or not, most stereotypical people would say, hey, I'd appreciate if you didn't flirt with other people.
Yeah.
That's probably default.
That's fair.
In relationships.
That's fair. And I could see how flirting can be bad. I think there's harmless flirting. I think where you can compliment someone who you think is attractive and you can give them that compliment with the intent of making it known that they're attractive. I don't think that's detrimental.
We can get technical on this.
Yeah,
where
we can get granular.
Would you compliment your mom saying she got a new haircut?
Yeah.
Okay. You can say that because she got a new haircut, you're complimenting her.
With no sexual intent, obviously.
What I'm saying is that if you're complimenting her on a haircut, you're saying she looks nice.
Yeah.
technically that means she looks more attractive.
Sure.
And just in
That
general.
doesn't mean I have any intention behind that attraction.
No, exactly.
I can say a relative looks
Yeah.
more attractive.
Yes.
That doesn't mean I want to bang them.
No, but here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're just saying they're attractive. I'm saying that flirting is you are saying you are attractive.
Okay, if your version of flirting is you come up to someone at a bar and say, "Hey, you look like someone I'd like to put my penis into."
That's me. That's you saying that you are
sauce.
attracted to them.
That's sauce. That's sauce as fuck.
Here's the difference, I think. If you compliment someone, just generally, in a friendly way, it's you're saying you are looking good, and the intent is that you're saying they just look good, that not that you are attracted to them. Flirting is you saying, in any other words, that you are attracted to them. I think that's the difference in flirting
This is
versus
tricky.
compliment. So you would compliment a friend being like, "Hey, I like those pants," or "Hey, I like that haircut. You look good today." Versus flirting is,
For the first
"You
time-
look good today."
For the first time, my true opinion on this is undecided. Whether flirting is cheating.
I think it's pretty black and white once you like talk about it with someone. I think most stereotypical people in a relationship would be uncomfortable if their partner said, "Hey, I was just flirting with another girl today. I was just flirting with another guy." And I think by just nature of that making them uncomfortable, if they continue to do it after that, is cheating.
I do think it should be discussed. I do think people should agree. Is it default cheating? It depends.
I think
It depends on the relationship's agreement.
I think it's one of these things. My personal opinion is that anything physical, like first base, second base, third base, whatever you want to call them, all those are by default cheating. If you do them,
They're blatantly, yes.
Yeah, blatantly. If you want to be in an open relationship, you talk about it first, but you don't just do it and be like, "Oh, I thought we were open." On the other side, I think almost anything that isn't physical can be talked about, but like some are way more obvious than others. So, for instance, complimenting or having friends of the opposite sex, I don't think is inherently cheating unless
But
you
it
talk
can be
about it.
considered
If the other person's psychotic, yeah. But if I think this should be by default, if you are dating someone in a stereotypical relationship, and then you go to another person and be like, "You're fucking hot. I would want to hit that." That's cheating to me.
Yeah, that's on the nose. I think that's sauce. I think there's more subtle flirting.
Oh, there is.
Isn't as in your face that I think I would feel comfortable with. Like
I
if my
just wouldn't call
girlfriend
it
called another
flirting.
guy attractive, I don't think I would care.
But that I don't think that's flirting. I think that's like it depends on your definition of flirting. To me, and I agree with this now more than ever. I think flirting is you showing intent that you are attracted to that person. But saying they are
intent with action.
intent that you are attracted to them, like you feel attraction to them and would if things were different. I think you saying someone is attractive as just an objective statement is different. I think they're very different things.
This is getting so granular that I've become lost in the sauce.
Well, it's the same way that, like, I mean, are you so like insecure with your masculinity that you would disagree with me on this? That
What?
like, do you think you could say a guy looks attractive, like a
Yeah, of
celebrity?
course.
Okay, perfect.
Sure, I've said I a guy before.
Exactly. So
I don't
feel
know if I actually would.
I
Probably
feel
not.
I feel the same way in the sense of like I could say a celebrity is attractive or a guy friend is attractive. It doesn't mean I'm attracted to them.
Yeah.
That's the difference I'm saying.
Sure.
I could say like you look good
So
today.
you're saying flirting is saying it with the intent of wanting to act on it?
I think so. I think saying that you feel attraction to someone is flirting in any
In
kind
that
of words.
case, I think flirting could be wrong.
Yeah. But just saying that someone is attractive, flat, you feel nothing about it, but you think objectively they are attractive as a person, they look good in that situation today. That's not flirting. That's just a compliment.
I think it could be wrong then. Cool.
What do you guys think? Let us know down below in the comments if you disagree or agree with our definitions of flirting and cheating and what you think if flirting is cheating or not.
That's a commonly debated one
Is it?
of people talking about flirting being cheating.
I feel like when you define it, and I agree with the definition
a
so
little
far,
more
I think
cut and
it feels pretty straightforward.
Maybe.
And if you guys want to listen to this instead of watching us, go to Spotify, Apple Music, or Audible, link down below.
And please like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe. And also go to our Nick and Corey page, watch movies with us. We like that.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I'm going to watch this.